Now, I'm about to say a sentence you almost never hear in Hollywood. A leading man looked at a show getting canceled and said, wasn't good enough. No blaming toxic fans, no blaming review bombing, no blaming people just didn't get it. Just accountability. And whether you like Suits LA or not, this moment matters because it exposes what Hollywood's been refusing to do for years. Own the miss, learn from it, move forward. Let's talk about what Stephen Amell said, what he meant, and why Hollywood, well, they should take notes. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Critical Nerd, where we keep expectations low and receipts high. If you're tired of every flop getting marketed as a masterpiece and every audience being treated like the problem, you're in the right place. Today's video is about a rare word in entertainment: humility. So here's the setup. Stephen Amell appeared, I think it was last week, on Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, his podcast. You can catch it over on YouTube, other platforms. And he was asked about Suits LA and what happened with Suits LA. And Stephen, to his credit, well, I'm just going to play the clip for you so you guys can hear for yourself.
Audience. I mean, last time you were here, you were about to do Suits.
Yep.
And you were pumped about that. And what happened?
It wasn't good enough.
Did you think it was good enough? That's a tough question.
It is a tough question. I mean, ultimately, it's a failure. I think that anything that ends not on your terms is a failure. It's not a complete failure because you've probably been in a pilot that hasn't made it to series.
Yes.
I've been very fortunate. I've done 2 pilots. Both have made it to series.
I've done a show that lasted 2 seasons, got canceled.
Right.
So did y'all get that? Did you get that? Right off the bat, he said it wasn't good enough. And before we go any further, let's be real about why Suits LA existed in the first place. This wasn't some random creative lightning bolt. This show was created because Suits blew up again when it hit Netflix. It got a second life, a second wave of fans. And suddenly everyone in Hollywood started asking, man, how do we cash in on that? So Suits LA wasn't just a spinoff. It was a Netflix era momentum play. And then he goes deeper.
Did I think it was a failure? No, I was proud of the show.
Yeah. I mean, Heels was 2 seasons that got canceled. Suits LA was, I mean, look, ultimately, I think that the blame rests with me because I think it does. Whatever problem you have with the show, because I think that there were issues, but that it's my job to solve those, to smooth them over, to gloss them up with some type of performance or something that, tangible or otherwise, that covers up those
mistakes.
Those mistakes, because you do something that is magnetic, that is charismatic, that fixes those problems. And I didn't do that. I didn't find anything ultimately with Ted Black, that character, that
translated,
that smoothed those things over, that gave us a chance to keep going.
He calls Suits LA a failure because anything that ends not on your terms is a failure. And this is where it gets important. He doesn't do the usual Hollywood dance like, well, the show was brilliant, but audiences are too dumb to appreciate my genius. No. He says the blame rests with him. Then he explains why. He basically says if there are issues with the show, it's the lead's job to smooth them over, cover mistakes with a performance that's magnetic and charismatic. And he says he didn't do that. And then he hits the line that should be framed and hung in every studio hallway. If the show is successful, he gets a disproportionate amount of the credit. So it's only fair he stands in front and takes the blame. I'm the lead of the series and it didn't work. That is a level of ownership Hollywood pretends to believe in, but almost never actually practices. Here's something that Hollywood still doesn't seem to get or understand. Accountability isn't just a moral thing. It's not just being nice. It's a business strategy. Because when you admit something didn't land, you do three powerful things. One, you lower the temperature. Fans stop feeling like they have to fight for their right to dislike something. Two, you rebuild trust. Audiences are way more forgiving when they feel respected. Three, you create a feedback loop. You can fix what didn't work, the tone, the writing, the pacing, the casting, whatever it was that didn't work. Notice what he didn't do or doesn't do. He doesn't scapegoat. He doesn't call fans names. He doesn't do the everyone else is the problem routine. He just acknowledges reality. That's what grown-up industry talk sounds like. Not everyone who didn't like this is hateful. Just, we had issues. It didn't click. It didn't work. So here's the lesson Hollywood should learn. Stop treating your failures like a marketing opportunity. Stop doing the it was perfect, but the audience is wrong routine. Because every time they do that, they train viewers to expect disrespect. And then they act shocked when people stop showing up. Stephen Amell taking responsibility doesn't magically make Suits LA a hit, but it does something that matters long term. It makes people go, okay, that's fair. And fairness is rare right now. And sure, maybe he's taken too much blame, but that's kind of the point. It's the attitude Hollywood lacks. Humility makes people curious again. It makes people willing to give the next project a chance. Arrogance makes people root for failure. So I'll leave you with this. If you want the applause when it hits, you take the accountability when it misses. Hollywood doesn't need another lecture about toxic fandom. Hollywood needs a mirror. And Stephen Amell, whether you love him or not, just held one up. So drop your take in the comments below. Is this the kind of accountability you want to see more of? Or is Hollywood too addicted to blaming the customer? This has been The Critical Nerd. Keep your expectations low and your receipts high, and I'll see you in the next one.